All right, this is kind of a weird angle, but I just wanted to come on here and give a little introduction. Hey, hi, hello, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to show you all of the Clarabelle Cow stuff I have. This is some of it. It's some of it. It's not all of it. I'm going to show you all of it in this video. I anticipate this video being entirely too long. Figure out how chapters work. So if you just want to see like the figurines and the Loungefly, I got you. I'm also incorporating my Clarabelle Cow pins. There's almost 50. We're at like 49. So I go through those a little too in depth, but I will mark all that out for you. And this is just all of the Clarabelle Cow stuff that I have at this moment in 2024. I guarantee I will get more stuff before the end of the year. So yeah, I like Clarabelle Cow. I'm an adult. I have a job. I have all of my basics covered. I have a lot of luxuries covered. And with any disposable income, I like to get Clarabelle Cow merch. That is my girl. She's an icon. She's the moment. She's probably my favorite Disney character. And yeah, Clarabelle Cow, my collection. I think I'm going to get started with pins, and then I'll roll over into like figurines and miscellaneous items. So get some water, get comfortable, and let's go on this journey together. Okie dokie. So this is my Clarabelle pins. This is the pin section of this Clarabelle video. I keep the bulk of my Clarabelle pins on this little foam board right here. This isn't like the forever home for these pins. I just have not prioritized getting them on a corkboard and like sorting them in a very nice way. But I'm going to go through each pin. I have this pink highlighter, so when I'm like pointing at a specific pin, you'll kind of see me gesture towards it with this pink highlighter. And I'm going to just talk a little bit about the pin if I know the history and all of that, and talk about where I got it. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure each and every one of these pins came from eBay. If they weren't from eBay, they were from Shop Disney. So let's get started up here. We have this beach ball. This is Clarabelle. It is a hidden Mickey pin. It is from a set where it's just a bunch of like Mickey and friends on beach balls. Not the most creative pin set, but there's Clarabelle. I don't see these a whole lot on eBay anymore, but I'm happy that I have it. We have this Clarabelle and Horace WDI pin. When this pin collection came out, I was so happy because there were two Clarabelle Cow pins. She just looks absolutely beautiful. It was like a winter collection, I suppose, and I got this for so close to retail. I know they're like $24.95, somewhere in that range. I got both pins for $30 each. I'll talk about that pin later on, but I was just very happy to get this close to retail. You can also still see like the Clarabelle ones still available. Yeah, but absolutely fantastic pin. Super beautiful. It was one of my first WDI pins. I'm honored I got to be Clarabelle. We're gonna hop over to this Disney 100 Decades limited release pin. I got this straight from Shop Disney. I remember it was a Tuesday. I was browsing Disney pin blogs, just at work, not my current job, so my past job. And I saw that they came out with this pin. I bought it immediately. And you can still find this pin on eBay. You can get Clarabelle and Horace separately or together. And I remember just being so excited that I got it from Shop Disney, thinking it was going to sell out. And I bet a lot of resellers thought that it was going to sell it as well. Because there was a point where you could get this pin for like $80. And I got mine for like $17.95. I love Clarabelle, not worth $80. So she has a bell accent. And it was limited release, but it was on Shop Disney for about 6 months. I'm sure if I waited, I could have gotten it on sale. Where are we going to next? We're going to come up to this little mystery box. It is a part of a Christmas jammy set. Mickey and friends in their Christmas pajamas. Clarabelle's in this like brown ensemble, this brown number. You can find this everywhere on eBay. This is available, and this is available on eBay. Up next, we get this limited edition band concert pin. It was from the Walt Disney online store from 2009, and it was an online store exclusive. And I just think in 2009 that was cool, because I know back in 2009 me and my family were not doing a lot of online shopping, but now it's the norm. And this is the first of many pins where you will see I get not just Clarabelle alone like the other examples, but if Clarabelle's in the background of the pin, I pick it up. Luckily for me, Clarabelle's not a super expensive character, so I can like be a completest, quote unquote, in that way. This wasn't too bad. It is a limited edition. I'm not sure off the top of my head how many there are, but I just can't be bothered to take it off the pin board right now. So then we're going to move up to this beautiful yellow Clarabelle Tiny Kingdom pin. I spent a crazy amount of money on this pin for the size of it. Absolutely itty bitty. Like, there's my like finger. Like, my finger can cover it entirely. They did say it was a Tiny Kingdom, and when I got it in the package, I was like, I was scammed, but I don't see a lot of the Tiny Kingdom pins, so it's like, I guess I'm happy I have it. One step closer to being a Clarabelle completest, but golly, a itty bitty pin. Up next, I'll talk about this nice big pin right here in the center. It is a Disney History of Art limited edition pin. It is Clarabelle and Horace celebrating the beach party, representing 1931. It is limited edition, but you can find it if you're like searching on eBay or a couple other like reputable pin sites. You'll find this. So there's not a lot out there, but it's not like the hardest to find Clarabelle pin in my opinion. All right, I scooted you all over a little bit and adjusted the light so we can just get the rest of this top row. We have this Clarabelle and Horace. It was given out after the Imagination Gala event. It was like a closing pin. It's one of those pins where it's like a limited release but not rare at all. You can find this for like under $20 on eBay, I'm pretty sure. Clarabelle and Horace just aren't the most popular characters, which makes it very easy for me to like swoop in and collect. But this was given out for guests who attended Imagination Gala. Right here, this is another example of like Clarabelle is barely in the pin. We have a Silly Symphony Swings pin. That's what it says based off of the band concert short. And we have Clarabelle right over here off to the left under Mickey's conductor stand. She's just playing her flute in the little tornado. So very small, but still on the pin. So I decided to collect it. All right, so I moved you down and off to the left again. I'm going to kind of cover this section right here, and then we will move on with the other WDI Clarabelle pin. This is Clarabelle in her full winter coat. She looks beautiful. I was foaming at the mouth just when I saw these pins. And like I said, I got it for like $30, so not too much over retail. But she just looks absolutely stunning right here. I'm going to move you all a little itty bit closer. So in this next section, we have another just like pin you'll find everywhere. It is a Clarabelle Cow, and it says Kumi. It was a part of like a pin event. It's either like 10 years of pin trading, something like that, because it's a bunch of like Disney characters, and in different languages they're holding items that say 10, and this is the Clarabelle one. Under that we have a 2021 Hong Kong Disneyland limited edition cast exclusive pin, and it's just Clarabelle. It says 2021. I believe 2021 was Year of the Cow, if I'm not mistaken. And so we have Clarabelle right here, and she looks fantastic. Over here we have two different puzzle pieces. Not a lot to say because I wasn't collecting like the whole puzzle set. We have this one where it's black and white, and the whole thing was Mickey and Friends in black and white. And then the one right next to it is Mickey and Friends, and it's like Polaroid pictures of them at like theme parks. I'm guessing the Disney theme parks in front of like castles and various theme park places. But both of these are limited edition releases, and I'm pretty sure they were like chasers. These weren't like the exact chasers, obviously, but like it's just a part of a little set, and a lot of people don't care about Clarabelle Cow, so I'm able to swoop in and get them. If we move down, we have, this was like an advent calendar giveaway. It is Clarabelle Cow in this blue dress, and yeah, you'll see this one on eBay a lot as well. This is a personal favorite of mine. We have Clarabelle Cow, Minnie Mouse, and Daisy, and this is the 2004 USA Olympic pin, and it's a spinner element, and so you see these three doing synchronized swimming, which is an event I love. I know everyone loves swimming. I do too, but I also love synchronized swimming, and I also love the friendship between Clarabelle, Minnie, and Daisy, and I feel like that's expressed a lot in pins. And I don't know. I just feel like that's just an underrated trio. Like that's trio right there. Like their friendship goals. Love them so much. All right, we're moving over again a little bit. We have Clarabelle Cow PTD. This was a grail for me. It wasn't necessarily expensive. It was just I figured out there was a Clarabelle PTD because there's a PTD for just about every Disney character that's ever crossed the screen, and I just couldn't find it. And since she wasn't a super popular character, I had difficulty getting it, and I just had to like go through like 10 pages of eBay PTD listings to find us because it wasn't under Clarabelle PTD or Clarabelle Cow at all. But she's here and she's holding like a ice, like a chocolatey something. Maybe it's a root beer float, or just like chocolate ice cream, and there's Mickey sprinkles and she's holding a spoon in her other hand. So there we go. And then we have these two I'll talk about together. It is another like mystery box, I want to say, set. It is just Mickey and friends Polaroid pictures with like their signature underneath, and the signature is similar to how the characters would sign if you were to get their autograph in the park. So you have like the traditional in color Clarabelle one, and then we have the black and white one, and I'm pretty sure these are LE as well. So that's great. Over here we have again my favorite trio, Clarabelle, Minnie, and Daisy, and they're in Paris doing a little can thing. And then if you do this, their legs and feet slide. And so there's a movement element to this pin. This pin was again something I was searching for, and I kept trying to type in what it was called on Pinpicks. Never found it, and then randomly one day it was in like a suggested like you might like these pins, and I did because it's Clarabelle. So there we go. Over here we have a Clarabelle. There was like a circus act pin set, and here's Clarabelle Cow and a horse, and you'll find this pin a lot online. Then over here we have a Groundhog's Day 2005. And over here, all the way in the corner in the very back, is Clarabelle Cow. Luckily for me, I got this pin for like $5 shipped because I won it in an eBay auction, and I was the only one who bid on it, so I got it for 99 cents. But it's one of those where like you can barely see Clarabelle, and it's obviously about like groundhogs, and it's more of like a Stitch pin, but Clarabelle's in it, so I acquired it. What else do we have while we're over here? We have this character connection construction Clarabelle. This was a mystery, like a hidden Mickey set where it's just a bunch of characters doing construction stuff. So right here we have Clarabelle Cow with a saw. I believe that's what the tool is. You'll see this a lot everywhere. This itty bitty pin right here, this one that says General Market, you don't see all the time. At least I didn't, and I was searching for it for like 3 years before I finally just got it. It's another one of those tiny kingdoms, and it's Clarabelle Cow. And I was just searching, and I know I was ripped off on eBay for this pin, but I just needed it in my collection, and I got it. So itty bitty, so small, but I'm lucky to have it. What are we doing over here? Okay. We have right here, we just have a Clarabelle Cow. I'm pretty sure this is like a Disneyland Paris cast lanyard something pin. You see it a lot on eBay. It's another like basic Clarabelle one, but I had to have it. If we move up, we have another puzzle piece. This was like a Christmas set, like Mickey and friends celebrating the holidays. There's like a wreath and part of a Christmas tree. Clarabelle has milk and cookies on a plate. This set looked kind of cute when you put it all together. I just didn't want to trade for any pins, so I just got the Clarabelle one. And again, since no one likes Clarabelle, got it for a good discount on eBay. Up next, this larger pin right here is a part of a Season's Greeting frame set. I do not have the frame set. Someone was selling all the pieces separately, so don't be mad at me for breaking up a frame set. Blame the eBay seller. But it is like an LE of like 200, 250, maybe less for the frame set. And it features just a bunch of people in holiday attire, and it was based off of a postcard that was actually given out to Disney employees for the holidays, and we have Clarabelle on it. If we move over, we have another like hidden Mickey one. It's Clarabelle playing the flute. I'm pretty sure it was like a band concert mystery set with everyone playing their instruments. You'll see this pin quite often on boards. And then down here we have like a Chinese zodiac Clarabelle Cow pin, and that was like the whole pin set. Yeah, not my favorite of the Clarabelle pins. You'll see this a lot, but I waited until I got this for like $2 because it's not my favorite, and I want it because like it is Clarabelle Cow, but like let's be serious, y'all. Like, doesn't really look like Clarabelle Cow. I don't really like the overly stylized Disney pins, but I got it for Clarabelle. Alright, I had to shift the angle to show some of the pins are lower on the board, but let's get started. We have a pin from Disney Auctions. We have Clarabelle and Minnie Mouse, and it's like a little hairdresser situation. Absolutely beautiful, fantastic. This was very difficult to find, but then the moment I bought mine for an unreasonable price, more were made available for reasonable prices. So that's just a little thing that happens to me whenever I get Clarabelle stuff. This, we have like a mermaid Clarabelle on like a seahorse. You'll see this set quite a bit. We have a 2024 release. We have Clarabelle with the little cheerleader pom-poms. This is a part of like a bagged set with a bunch of like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse characters. So we have that for Clarabelle. Up here we have a Minnesota and Wisconsin pin where we have Clarabelle representing the state of Wisconsin holding cheese like a football. Yeah, I have thoughts. Don't ask me my thoughts on the NFL because that is like, that's just, I'll never stop talking about it. Just know I'm a Chicago Bears fan, so unfortunately I had to get this pin even though it goes against who I am in that essence, but for Clarabelle I did. Down here we have a 2009 Happy New Year's pin. This is from an international park, I'm pretty sure. I'm just not sure which one. And we have Clarabelle in the back right here. And then if we move down a little bit, we have this iconic Adventures by Disney Vermont pin where Clarabelle's holding ice cream. Maybe Vermont's known for ice cream. I wouldn't know. Okay, and these should be the last of the pins. We're going to start up here. This is like a 10th anniversary Disney Ania 2001 Clarabelle and Horace. It's one of those, again, that is like a LE, LR, but you will see fairly regularly. Yeah. We have over here, it's not the best lighting. I don't know how to like fix that so y'all can see it. Is that better? Probably not. It's a 2021 Hong Kong Disneyland, another LE. It is Clarabelle and Mickey Mouse on this red background. But yeah, they are there together. Down here we have a pin that is Clarabelle playing the flute, and her head will move back and forth as she plays. So that's beautiful right here. We have a Clarabelle pin that was a part of a box set. I have the rest of the box set. I show the box set in my like entire Disney pin collection video. So basically for this box set, it was like a Toontown Disneyland pin box and Clarabelle was in it, and I got the box for like $15 shipped, and I took Clarabelle out and she is just eating food at the fair. Over here, when we shift this way, these are my final couple of Clarabelle pins. We have this Don't Be Chicken Trader Move On In pin with Clarabelle Cow and Clara Cluck. It is a pin on pin, and it is another limited edition pin, but you'll see this a little bit. This is a Hollywood Studios like 25th anniversary Clarabelle Cow pin where all the characters are dressed up as like different movie eras, movie genres, and we have Clarabelle Cow right here. We have a Wisconsin state pin. This is from a set where like every state had its own pin, while the other one that I showed earlier was like some of the states were merged together in pins, but again we have Wisconsin and Clarabelle together. And then the final pin I have on this board is a part of like a Broadway, New York something, and so we have Clarabelle as a singer, and you're kind of getting like an overhead view of like this performance they're putting on. So we have Clarabelle right there for that. Up next, I'm going to show you the other 3 Clarabelle pins I have right now that are not on the board. Up first, not super interesting. It is a limited edition pin. Not sure the LE because it's still in the package, but I got it for $12.50. It is this like easel pin, and you can see Claire tall in the back playing the flute. It's a band concert. Yeah. This was one of those where I saw it on Pinpicks and I really wanted it and I could never find it on eBay, and you just have to be strategic with how you search it on eBay. I'm pretty sure I found it by just like typing in the Pinpicks number for it, but there we go. And the entire pin is like a canvas, like an easel, like an art piece. It is very heavy, and it also, like, I just don't think, like, with the backing, it would, like, hang well on a pin board. So that's why I don't have it on a pin board. Then we have the newest Clarabelle pin I have, which was a part of, like, a summer, springtime garden. It is from Walt Disney Imagineering. We have Clarabelle in her beautiful springtime attire. Back of card's a little bent, but lucky for me, I'm not getting rid of my Clarabelle collection anytime soon. But it is, I want to say it's an LE, kind of low LE, 200, 300, no more than like 350, but it's WDI and it's Clarabelle, and it was released in 2024, which means right now we've hit two, I want to say, Clarabelle Cow pins released in 2024, and she looks beautiful. And then I'm going to end off with my most iconic, my most beautiful pin, my absolute holy grail pin that I got after thinking that I would never get it. So let me adjust the camera and show you all. Well, the final pin is actually this framed pin set. It is a Disney Best in Show framed pin set, and it features Clarabelle and Horace. So I'll get closer so you can kind of see Clarabelle, because that's what we're here for. It's like a Best in Show. They're showing their like garden stuff. Clarabelle has like these crops. Horace is there, and this was like my holy grail pin because this framed set is an LE of 25 to 5. There were 25 that were made, and there's only like maximum 24 that are in the set, because I was once, back when I was on the social medias, I was on an Instagram live and someone had this Clarabelle pin right here for sale, and it was like out of the frame, and they were charging like $170 for this one pin alone, and I couldn't. And then it was one of those where it's like, oh, you can like DM us like 48 hours after the live sale, and if it's there, we'll give you a little discount. And I just couldn't financially make it work at the time. But then it became like this, I need this, and I would call it like the Clarabelle corn pin. And I just had like such a hard time locating it. And then when I finally like oriented myself on Pinpicks, I'm like, oh, LE of 25 and one's for sale. Who knows if it ever sold after that? I'll probably never get it. And so I was just kind of just like chilling for like 5-6 years waiting for this pin to show up, and then randomly on eBay this frame set showed up, and it was very difficult for me to get it because when you type in like Best in Show Disney pin, you're gonna get a lot of the Disney dogs. There was like that pin set where like they were Best in Show, and it was never the Clarabelle one, and that's why I have to turn on those eBay notifications, because one day I was bored at work, checked my emails, and this frame set was up, and lucky for me, the person who sold the frame set was selling it for less than what the frame set originally cost. And so this was a crazy amount of money, the most I will ever spend on a pin ever. But in my defense, it is an LE of 25, which is crazy low, and it features Clarabelle, and it's very difficult to get and to see, and just, it's Clarabelle. LE of 25. I've been saying the same thing for like 3 minutes on this pin, but I was searching for years to get this. That's why the frame set is still in its plastic, and I keep her in a humidity controlled and temperature controlled space, and it's fantastic. I just absolutely love this pin. And one day when I get like my house situated and I like actually start redecorating, instead of just saying every year I'm gonna like start redecorating, I'll like take it out of the plastic and hang it on the wall. But like right now, she does not get any direct sunlight. any crazy changes in temperature. Like, this is my most prized possession, one of them. And like, what do you say I'm gonna fire? It's this. I can probably find all the other pins in my Clarabelle collection. Some of them I see on eBay all the time. Some of them are gonna be a little harder. But like an Ellie of 25, how often am I gonna come across this? And I'm so happy I have it. I have no idea where that one loose pin went, and I don't know where the other like 23 pins are. All I know is that I have this piece of history. So after that, waxing poetics about Disney pins, I will go into the other Clarabelle Cow merchandise items that I own. So I'll see y'all in that clip. Alright, before I move into the non-pin Clarabelle merch that I have, I forgot to mention two Clarabelle pins, so I'm going to talk about those quickly. This gold one is just a gold Clarabelle Cow pin. Not super exciting, but she's gold. Ellie 500. Yeah, gold Clarabelle Cow. And then we also have a limited edition of 750 from 2004 Clarabelle little, it says Mickey's Coffee Belgian chocolate. This little chocolate up in the corner moves, but it's Clarabelle serving you coffee. So those were the two pins that I forgot. And we also have this pressed penny. It is from the Port Orleans Riverside Resort in Walt Disney World. It's going to be very hard to show y'all this, but it's Clarabelle Cow is a pressed penny. I love pressed pennies and I love Clarabelle Cow, so it made sense to get this. If y'all's care, I'll do a separate pressed penny collection. I have way more like Universal and museum press pennies than I do Disney, but I have an upcoming trip, so I might wait until after that trip because it's in like a month-ish, and then just do like an updated press penny collection for anyone who cares. But this is a Clarabelle press penny. And then okay, we're gonna start with the little Disney Doorables. I got these because they're Clarabelle, but I don't really understand Disney Doorables, but I purchased them, so I guess, yeah, I guess I'm the fool. I don't really have a lot to tell you about like what like series and edition they're from, because I don't know anything about Disney Doorables. But right here we have this Clarabelle in like a blue outfit, so there we go. We have this one that's like a Western theme set. And she has this hat, so yeah. This one is Clarabelle, and she's in yellow with her bow. So that's very exciting. And then after that, we have Clarabelle in pink with her little pom-poms. Yeah. Little cheerleader Clarabelle. Disney Doorable. And then finally we have this itty bitty Clarabelle Cow, smaller than the other ones. And yeah, those are the 5 Clarabelle Disney Doorables I have. I feel like there's more Disney Doorables and more Clarabelle ones, but this is what I have. So there we go. Up next, we're going to do just like 2 general Clarabelle figurines I have. First is again Clarabelle in a yellow dress with her arms off to the side. She looks very nice there. And then the other one is this bigger one. It's a roller skating Clarabelle Cow, and she is like ice cream. Look at that Mickey shaped ice cream. So there's Clarabelle. Yeah, you'll see these, all of these, available on eBay. Nothing is super duper rare. And so then we're gonna go into the Clarabelle Vinylmations. Do y'all remember Vinylmations? I do. So when I used to go to Disney World as a kid in downtown Disney, because it was still downtown Disney at the time, they had like a Vinylmation store that I would always go in, and I just didn't get it. But I like, if I ever at the time, I would love to come out with like a what was the Disney Vinylmation craze and like how it ended. So we have this Mickey Mouse Club Clarabelle one where she's wearing blue. So that's great. Vinylmations kind of look back, so it's like characters painted onto like this base, but that's for a separate Vinylmation video I don't think I'm ever going to make. But if someone else makes it, please let me know, because I'm very interested in like the history and demise of Vinylmation. But here we have one of the Clarabelle ones. And then we have this Disney Vinylmation, Disney ink and paint. I'm just reading like what Vinylmation collection it is off of the bottom, but this is the ink and paint. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this is not the Clarabelle I know and love. I don't love the way this artist has represented Clarabelle, but it wasn't super expensive, so I got it. And then we have the classic collection. So it's a black and white Clarabelle Cow. Yeah. I know that there's a Vinylmation pin of Clarabelle based off of this Vinylmation figurine. And part of me wants that pin to be a completest, but I do not like this Vinylmation style. Truly don't. So there we have that one. We have the Mickey's Wild West Vinylmation series. So we have Clarabelle here. I don't know, do y'all want to see the back of all the Vinylmations? There we go. She's like this little hat on. The backs of the other ones aren't exactly super special, but there we go. We have Clarabelle, and then I have one more. I should, in theory, be a Clarabelle Vinylmation completest, but who knows? We have another Mickey Mouse Club Vinylmation where it is Clarabelle, but in black and white. So there we go. These are like the same. I don't know if one's like a chaser, if they do black and white for all Vinylmations. I don't know a single thing about Vinylmation, but I'm like very interested in them. But there we go. So those are, those are some of the general figurines I have for Clarabelle. Alright, so I have these two more figurines that represent Clarabelle Cow, and it is going to also merge us into the Funko section of my collection. So Funko does these soda figurines. They have a Clarabelle Cow one. This is the little can find the chaser. So the thing is, most of these are in like black and white, and then you'll have chasers that are in color. So for just the general one, we have this Clarabelle right here. She's in black and white, just this Funko figure. When you get the soda pops, the figures will be like in the can, and then when you open up the can, and so like it'll tell you like this one had like Clarabelle Cow, regular, Clarabelle, one of 6,700, and she was just in this little empty soda can. And then you might have guessed, I have the chaser pin. It's not a pin because it's a figurine. I have the chaser figure. So it's the same Clarabelle, but she is in color. But it comes in like the same black and white soda can, so you never know like which one will be the secret chasers. But we again have this, and the little coin that'll sit like right at the top will tell you whether or not you have a chaser or not. So this one is Clarabelle in color. And it says you found the chase full color Clarabelle, one of 1,300. So those are the two that you get in the little Funko sodas. The one in color does not stay up. I don't know why. You can't really like adjust her head or anything, but she's going to tip forward no matter what. So I have to kind of like lean her back and like hold her up with crystals on the display. But that's a little wonky that she tips over, but take it up with Funko, not with me. And we can take a whole bunch of stuff up because we're going to end with the rest of my Disney Funko Clarabelle collection. We have the Clarabelle Cow Funko exclusive 2022 Fall Convention Limited Edition Clarabelle Cow Funko Pop. Yeah, I try to not like get into Funko Pops because I know like once I start I'll never end, but it was Clarabelle, so I got it. I know you can still get these. I got this in 2023, so like a year after it came out from the Funko Pop website for retail, but I also know you can go on eBay and people sell these for like a wild price. So I'm pretty sure they're off of the Funko pile, like the Funko shop by now. I truly have not checked since I've gotten this one, but it's Clarabelle Cow. There we go. It says Clarabelle Cow on the side. It says Clarabelle Cow on the back. I don't do a lot of Funko Pops because they're such a low price that I know once I start I will never stop. And I don't want like a wall of Funko, but I had to break my Funko ban for Clarabelle, and then I swiftly got back on to like not understanding Funko Pops and not getting any of them, but I do have the Clarabelle one, so just for transparency, there we go. And then the final two. We have the Clarabelle Cow Funko wallet, released by Loungefly. It was a wallet and a mini backpack set, so we have Clarabelle. Mine still has the tags and the paper on it, but it's Clarabelle Cow, Disney Loungefly, and it says Clarabelle Cow on the back, and then it's like a wallet, so like you open it up and it has like Clarabelle bells and stuff on the inside, and then you can open up this zip and put your coins and stuff in there. This was originally $40, and it was $40 for like a year. And then earlier this year in 2024, I was just randomly on the Funko Pop like Loungefly site. So this was originally $40, and then earlier this year I was just on the Loungefly site just looking, and this was on sale, so I got this for $20. And you'll see this a lot on eBay, and people are selling it for a crazy amount. Luckily for me, I got it for less than retail. If you get it for like $40, fine. I got it for $20 on sale. I don't think it's available anymore, but I can't see myself spending $200 or whatever these sellers are asking for like leather. Yeah, right here. The tag says simulated leather. So I think $20 is like my maximum for simulated leather. If you're a serious Clarabelle collectors and you don't have it, please don't play the resale prices. It's not worth $80. I don't care that you can't get it anymore. Like, it's a lot coming from someone who got it on sale, but like come on, y'all. But I do think she's beautiful. And then finally, all right, so here it is. It is the Clarabelle Cow Loungefly mini backpack. I got this from the Loungefly website close to when it came out, so I got it for retail, which was like $70, which is way too much for a fake leather mini bag. I don't live near Disney parks, so I don't use mini backpacks. I feel like if I live near a park, maybe I would get a mini backpack and it would make sense to spend those $70. But I live far away from the parks, so I really like the Loungefly mini backpacks, but I don't get them. And then they came out the Clarabelle one, so I had to get it. And I got the backpack first. I got the backpack probably in 2022. It was close to when it was made available for us to purchase on the site. And then I got the wallet later and separately, but I'll just kind of like get close. We have Clarabelle's beautiful bow. This is like the little paper backing. I still have that. We have Clarabelle. This is a little bell that actually makes a noise, but it's still wrapped up. Disney Loungefly, and then on the side, her little dress. Clarabelle Cow right there. The tag, again, fake leather, and then like details right here, like these say Loungefly, and then on the inside pattern is the same as the wallet, where it just has like her bell and her flowers and her bow and her shoes, and it's red in there. So that this is another thing where I need y'all to come out with like a what's going on with Disney Loungefly mini backpacks, because it's not available anymore and y'all are selling it for like $200, $300 resale. And I feel like I'm the only Clarabelle Cow collector. I know I'm not, because on occasion I'll go on eBay and search Clarabelle by sold listings, and people are out there getting Clarabelle pins, but like, let's be serious. a lot of people don't even know who Clarabelle Cow is. So like why are we selling for like $300? But I want to know more about like this Disney Loungefly mini backpack phenomenon. So if any digital sociologist has figured that out, link me to your research. But yeah, this is probably my favorite Clarabelle item. Maybe. I don't know. I like them all. That's why I have them all. But I'm just happy I got this direct from Loungefly and I don't have to deal with the prices y'all are charging now. So that's my Clarabelle stuff. That is every single item of Clarabelle I have at this moment in 2024. Super exciting.